We attribute the equation E equal mc squared to Einstein, but few know that it had been published before. In 1890 by Oliver Helfside. In 1900 by Henri Poincaré. In 1903 by Olinto de Pretto, who presented it to the Royal Veneto Institute of Sciences in an essay with a preface by the astronomer and senator Giovanni Schiaparelli. However, the equation presented a problem. The momentum, which is a component of energy, was missing. In 1905, Einstein solved the problem by adding the momentum. The equation became quadratic. Energy is squared. A square root must be therefore used to find the energy value. And square roots always have two solutions, one with a positive sign and one with a negative sign. For example, the square root of the number 9 is plus 3 and minus 3. The square root of the number 4 is plus 2 and minus 2. For energy, we have a positive time energy and a negative time energy. The variable time is in fact in the momentum. Positive time energy is energy that diverges from a cause in the past. For example, light, heat, and sound. Negative time energy is energy that diverges backwards from causes located in the future. For us, as we move forward in time, this is energy converging towards attractors. An example is the force of gravity. Negative time energy implies that the future can retroact on the past. It introduces what is called retrocausality. Retrocausality was considered impossible as it contradicts the dogma that causes must always precede their effects. Einstein solved the problem by saying that since the speed of physical bodies is very low with respect to the speed of light, we can consider the momentum equal to 0. In this way, we return to E equal mc squared. However, in the subatomic world, the spin of particles is close to the speed of light. For this reason, the extended energy-momentum mass equation must be used in quantum mechanics. This explains the duality of quantum mechanics, where the particles depend on the positive time solution, while the waves depend on the negative time solution. The peculiarity of the quantum world is due precisely to this continuous interaction between past and future, between causality and retrocausality. In 1941, the mathematician Luigi Fantapié, well known among physicists to the point that in 1950 Robert Oppenheimer invited him to move to the Princeton Institute of Advanced Study to work directly with Einstein. Luigi Fantapié could not accept that physicists had refused half of the solutions of the fundamental equation of the universe. He started working on the dual solution. And he discovered that the positive time solution is governed by the law of entropy, that is, energy that diverges into the environment until it reaches thermal death. On the contrary, the negative time solution is governed by a symmetrical law that Vantapié named syntropy. Combining the Greek words syn, which means converge, and tropos, which means tendency. Syntropy brings energy to converge, increases differentiation, complexity, structures, and order. Vantapié saw the mysterious properties of life in syntropy. And he concluded that living systems are caused by the future. He presented this theory in a book titled The Unitary Theory of the Physical and Biological World. Unitary theory as energy is a unity that cannot be created or destroyed, but has two aspects, the physical world of entropy and the biological world of syntropy. Vantapié failed to provide experimental evidence, as the experimental method works only on cause and effect relations, where causes precede effects. In 2005, Antonella Vanini formulated the following hypothesis. If life feeds on syntropy and syntropy propagates backwards in time, the parameters of the autonomic nervous system that supports vital functions should react in advance to future stimuli. In other words, the theory of syntropy assumes that the existence of anticipated pre-stimulus reactions in the heart rate and in skin conductance. Numerous studies were already present in the scientific literature which showed these pre-stimulus reactions of the autonomic system. Antonella carried out a series of experiments for her doctorate in cognitive psychology. She used a three-step test. In the first phase, the person was shown full-screen colors, for example, for 4 seconds blue, then for 4 seconds green, for 4 seconds red, and for 4 seconds yellow. The person was then asked to try to guess the color that the computer would select, choosing one of the 4 colors. In the third phase, the computer selected one of the 4 colors according to a random procedure and showed it full screen. Results show that while the person chooses completely randomly, unable to guess the color that the computer will select, the heart rate and skin conductance react in advance in the first phase, according to the color that the computer will select in the third phase. These experiments show that we have a dual perceptual channel, one based on rationality on the head, which processes information from the past and is therefore linked to causes, to the visible, quantitative, and objective world, and one based on feelings, what we commonly call the feelings of the heart, that make us feel the invisible world of syntropy and attractors and allow us to perceive the future on a qualitative and subjective level. The head and the heart. We are in a constant state of choice. From this arises free will. Syntropy is converging energy that feeds the vital functions of our organism. For this reason, we feel it as warmth and well-being. On the contrary, we feel entropy as emptiness, cold, suffering, and death, since our vital functions are poorly nourished. When we feel well-being and happiness, we're moving towards the tractor, while when we feel anguish and suffering, we're diverging from the tractor. We feel these feelings in our heart, in the solar plexus, and they can be used like the needle of a compass. When we perceive warmth and well-being, we receive solutions, intuitions, and visions of the future. We are connected to our tractor, and we work for our mission. Life fills with meaning, opportunities, and well-being. The quantum physicist Wolfgang Pauli and the psychologist Carl Gustav Jung formulated a model according to which energy is indestructible and can only be transformed. Space-time is a continuum in which we can move back and forth, and the future shows in our present in the form of significant coincidences, synchronicities. Entropy and syntropy are complementary to each other. Decreasing one increases the other. To maximize syntropy and synchronicities, it is necessary to lower entropy. The difficulty is that syntropy operates in the invisible world, and it is difficult for us to act directly on this plane. But by lowering entropy on the visible level, we indirectly increase syntropy. To do this, we must learn to live well with less. In this way, we shift from an entropic world of conflicts, wars, pollution, and devastation to a syntropic world of well-being, harmony, and life. For this to be possible, it is necessary to add syntropy to the equation of our life and the universe. As Teilhard de Chardin said, reduced to its essence, the problem of life can be expressed in this way. Accepting the two principles of conservation of energy and entropy, how can we assimilate without contradiction a third universal law which is expressed by biology, that of energy organization? The situation becomes clear when we consider at the basis of cosmology the existence of a sort of anti-entropy. More information is available in the syntropy.it website, where you can find books which can be downloaded for free, including the book Introduction to Syntropy.